gonna try to record this because I had a dream. If you don't mind the fucking face bloat of sleep. But it was a wild dream. It was so cool. And basically it was like the end times, almost like a post-apocalyptic deal. And I'm like, I was trying to live life. I'm trying to remember there was like all these parts that were just like, it's already getting foggy. But I remember there was like some, that was later on in the dream. But there was like some fucking like T-virus shit or something that came out and everybody like getting infected. And don't mind the water in my shirt. Everybody's like getting infected and then like, so there's like zombies and shit, and there was like biters, and there was like the other ones that could like, I can't remember what they could do. They just didn't, you didn't worry about as much. But there was the biters, and then there was the other ones, and just get to the point. But there was like, I remember there was a part where I'm like, me and my girlfriend were like out, and it's nighttime, and we're just trying to get out of like the thing because we're running because fucking I had to fucking kill somebody or something, and they were like a higher up, and they were trying to fucking like run shit on me and my girl, and like I remember they already did it one time. I'll run shit on me, I think it was, and then they did shit on it one time before, and then so I remember he took me over to this like office thing, and then he tried to fucking play this shit on me where he was gonna like fucking like just fuck me and take my shit, and then like, and it's the end, and like it was like about, and he was like a high up, like it was like, so you take your shit, you're fucked. I don't know, you didn't have a lot, you know, and I'm like, dude, you already tried to do this one time, like, what the fuck? And then I remember I was like, oh yeah, and then he fucking like, I remember I grabbed the thing and I just grabbed him, and he went down the stairs and I had him and shit, and then I fucking took him out, and something happened and just fucking literally beat his. And then all of a sudden we're like on the run. I can't remember all that. I just remember like, so we're on the run, and then fucking, and it's like we're running around the streets and shit at night, and there's like zombies, and then there's like fucking marauders and shit and bandits, and I remember the one part like I was like running past this fucking, I was like, come on, like, we got to get out of here, like, and fucking so I bust in, I just like start hitting this fucking door, and somehow I get in there, and I'm like, there's like a fucking cafeteria. It's like on the hallway. So I busted it. I'm like, let's get in here. So we get in there. There's like a hallway. So I'm in. And there's like a hallway. So walk in the hallway, and then there's like this cafeteria area. And I walk over, and then to the other side of the cafeteria, and then there's like a hallway going this way behind me. And there's a hallway going down this way. And then I hear like, come, and I'm like, fuck, dude. And then, so then this fucking dude comes in, and there's like people come in, and then like, I'm trying to remember, I just remember like, and I had to fight them, and then I just kept fought. I just fucking fought, and I was like, hey, hide, and then fucking, so Kay's like hiding or whatever. I just kept fighting, and holy fuck, I remember I won. I was like, wow, and I beat him somehow. And I remember, and it was brutal, dude. It's fucking brutal. And then, man, when I'm talking about losing it, man, it was crazy. I just remember that it was fucking nuts. And then there was like fucking, and there was zombies and shit coming into it, and then like, maybe it was zombies or people, I can't remember. Anyways, so fucking win. I win. And I was like, I'm alive. Like, holy fuck. And then there's like blood all over me and shit. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy fuck, I'm alive. And then I remember then I'm in there and I'm like, and then there was a guy in there though who was there. He knew what I had to do. He was like, whatever. I don't know. I think that was later. I think I came back to it later on. So then when, like, brought my brother into the, like, I thought I was out of the dream, and I came back, and my brother was like living in that cafeteria area, like a trailer that was exactly set up. Like, it was so weird. And and then he was crazy, and then like he was like, oh yeah, it's a new game, and like you hook your freaking dream up to it. I was like, what, you can relive that? And I was trying to show my dad, but then that's later on. Anyways, then when we get out on the street, no, I stay there for like the night. We stay at this fucking spot for the night, and then I remember like, so we're leaving, we get on the road and we're driving this fucking. They were driving this like, oh no, there was a fucking gun and it was like plastic, dude. There was another thing. Kay gave me this gun and it was like plastic, but it shot. It was like, I'll get to that, yeah. And then I don't know where, I think it was in the cafeteria. I had to fucking blow him off. I don't know, and fucking like, but it didn't work great. So then leaving there, because the dream was kind of getting cloudy. But anyway, so then we're leaving there and then we're going, and then there's a fucking car. I mean, we're in like a convertible, old ass, fucking like nice ass classic, and driving. We're like, yeah, okay, we're getting around. And it's almost like in California, but like the deserty part of California, you know. And driving like almost like Arizona type shit. Driving, it's like a mountain and shit. And just driving, and then the fucking people roll up behind their honking, and Kay was like behind me in a different car at that, just all of a sudden, you know, dreams are, and then I'm like, what? And I turned and they're like, hey, what's up? And then he was like, some like Mexican dude, like, but, and then he's like, yo, fuck it, stop the car. And I was like, no, fucking, and the K was behind me, so I had to. And so I stopped the car, and then I get out. I had this gun sitting, like a shotgun sitting right here. So I just like flip it over, and I'm like, what's up? And they can see the gun on facing them, and then they're like, oh yeah, like blah 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 blah. I didn't even care, so I just like pulled the gun out. I got out of the car, and I was like, what the fuck's the problem? And then all of a sudden, the dude was like, oh whoa, like calm down. So he started walking toward me. I was like, you fucking keep moving toward me, I'm gonna shoot you, fucking gonna kill you. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh well, and I fucking blasted him, and it just kind of like singed him and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I put another one, boom, singed him. His fucking shoulder or his chest or whatever. And I sent him in his face and his chest, and it just went, the just started coming at me. And I remember I just fucking tried, boom, and then it didn't hardly work. And then I fucking kept, then I just had to like fight the shit out of this guy, dude. And then there was a part where like, I'm not gonna win. Like, I'm not gonna win. Like, that's what I felt like. And he just kept fucking just coming at me and like hitting me. And then I was just like, I remember, boom. Oh, that's so fucking just like hitting the fucking, and then like there's these girls, there's a couple girls there, but they're like, it's like, and then there's like some other guy there, and I'm just trying to fight everybody, dude, because they're all trying to kill me. And then I remember then they kind of disappear. I don't know if Kay like fought him or something, I don't know. Anyway, so then I get that Mexican dude, and I was fighting, and I'm just like, and I got him, I wanted fucking beating the shit. I like literally pounded his head into the ground, like, because I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, oh my god. And I was like, you need to get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm trying to like in the car. So the way it was when I was driving up, when the people were coming up, they were coming up here, and like the road, there was another road that was going like this. So like here's the road going like this. This is where we were. So it was like a road like that. You had to either turn this way or you had to turn left. So my car's like this in the middle of the fucking that more main road next to the mountainside, and I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here, dude. And then I like try to turn the car on, but the keys is like so tinky, and my hands are just like covered in blood and shit. And I'm like trying to turn the key, and I can't turn it, and I'm like, I need help. And Kay's like coming from this angle now. She's coming from farther down the road. Somehow she got there while I was fighting and survived. And then she got back, and I'm like, we gotta get this fucking thing going. And then I couldn't get it. And then she eventually gets the car on. And then I just driving. And then I remember just driving. And all of a sudden I'm like in this fucking like facility. And that's when we were talking about the gun. I don't know if this coincides with a different part of the story, and I'm just getting it confused. But anyway, I was talking about this gun, and I was like, where'd you get this gun? And also, almost felt like me and Kay had like a hard, like, we were like enemies in the beginning, and then we like became like boyfriend and girlfriend and shit. And then like, but so I don't know if this coincides with a different part. Anyways, with this gun though, the gun was like I thought it was gonna save us and shit, but it was like plastic, but there was like a metal barrel. So I think she's like, oh yeah, if something happens, just make it fall apart, like whenever you want, and it would just fall apart. And I'm like, well, that's weird, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was cool, but it was weird. Whatever. So then I'm like, remember I said like my brother was involved in it? So anyways, so then like now the dream's like over, but I'm still dreaming, and I like, needed to tell my brother about it. Cause he was just telling me about a dream or whatever, and it just made me think about like I had to tell my brother. So I'm like, I gotta tell my brother about this fucking dream, and like go to his house, his apartment. I hadn't seen him in a long time. He like, lived far away and shit. And then he like had this like trailer, or I think it was like a trailer, and it was exactly set up, exactly like the fucking thing, exactly like that one place with the cafeteria. But it wasn't the cafeteria, it was like a trailer, but it was like set up exactly like it. And then I'm like, that's so weird. And then I was telling him about it, he goes, oh yeah, it's like, you can like hook your dream up to this like projector. So I'm like, what? I remember I was like trying to show my dad. My dad was there, but he was like, I never seen my dad, but he was there, you know, and then trying to show him. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, was telling me about how like there's a new game. It was exactly like the dream. Like exactly like it was like this fucking game's fire. Like you don't just play it, like you play it, like you're like in it. And I was like, this is a dream. Like this isn't a dream. Like this is a game. And he's like, yeah, you just hook it any time. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like, so then tried to show. And then as I'm trying to show, all of a sudden it's like back in the fucking thing. And then my brother was like, you gotta play it. But then he never played it. And then all of a sudden he didn't know like there was a video game of this. And I was like, you gotta check out this video game for dream shit. And then like, and then all of a sudden we're sitting there and it's the cafeteria. It was his room. It was the video room, but it was the fucking cafeteria thing. And then like, he lived there though. Now all of a sudden it was like that, but it really was the cafeteria. Like it wasn't just looking like it looked like his trailer thing, but it was the cafeteria, right? And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to show it, and all of a sudden I'm like, we're dum dum dum, and he's like, oh no, you can just turn it off, like from it being like a real time game where it was like almost like if it was a game, it would be like AI, like robot or like marauders and like shit like that, just like. You know what I mean? We just pop in, and it's like, holy shit, it's never the same, you know? And then, but it's like, yeah, you just turn it off. I mean, I'm like, my heart's pounding. I'm like, no, dude, like, why is it pounding in the back fucking thing? We need to get ready. And he's like, dude, just turn it off, it's fine. I'm like, it's fucking fine. And I was like, then turn it the fuck off. And he's like, I think I did. And all of a sudden, it was like, the door busted open. And I was like, just hide. Just fucking hide. And then, like, so then we're on, like, pews. For some reason, pews, like church pews, and I'm like, and then so then like I just like try to crawl underneath it because this dude with a fucking chainsaw comes walking in, this big ass dude with a fucking chainsaw, he had like orange hair and shit all slicked back, and then he's like walks in, and then my brother Ryan's just like this, and a yellow neon hoodie. I'm like hiding at the thing, and then dude walks around, and he's like, "Hey," and then the orange over the chainsaw. He's like, I think it was my brother. He was like, "You can wake up now," or something. So that orange guy was also my brother. He's like, "Yeah, you can wake up now," and then I'm like what? And then we could watch this. We could rewatch the replay. You know, I was like, what? And then I remember I just like woke up. In real life, and I'm like, what? I wish I could remember all the fucking details, because the details were like, the devil is in the details. But yeah, no, I wish I could fucking remember all them fucking details, because that shit was fire. I mean, it was like a triumphant dream, like, you know what I mean? Because like, motherfuckers trying to kill me, zombies and fucking there was biters, and then there was the other fucking zombies that like they had eyes on their body or something, or they could sense it, but then they weren't nothing to worry about, and then, like I don't know. I just remember there was the biters and there was the other one. I could not remember the name, and then fucking. I remember I was fucking killing shit bare hand because I had to. Like people trying to fuck me over, and I had to like fucking just like beat the shit out of them, and then end up fucking fighting to the death like so many times in a fucking dream, and then overcoming the odds of just like holy shit. And I remember I was like wow, like in the dream, like oh wow, I could survive, dude. And then and then I was like flying through this fucking facility like with that gun was floating, and I was like dude, I can fucking fight, I can survive. Like I will survive. In the case, like yeah, you did great. Like we made it because you like fucking we, like you have it. Like you know what I mean. Like fucking, I was like, like no matter what, I'll fucking survive and fight. You know, and then like, I was just like, man, it was a brutal dream though. It was brutal. It's fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. Yeah, but it was brutal. But like honestly, it was triumphant as fuck. Like. Triumphant, bloody fucking victory. One after the other, life and death. It was crazy. 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 But yeah, it was just a dream.